Hello and welcome to the third episode in my Elite Dangerous Gamer Guides. So today what we're going to be looking at is taking off from the space station and landing. So I'm out here 22,000 light years away from the main human bubble, and I'm in Jack's station. Just bought my brand new Sidewinder and I'm ready to go somewhere. So what I need to do is really first off learn how I can get out of the station, and once I'm out, how I can get back in, preferably without dying. So here I've just finished outfitting my ship as in the last episode, and now I'm going to take off. So to do that I need to go down to launch and click launch. This elevator will now take me up. And I'm in the main station, and in a moment what's going to happen is docking's released, and so my ship is now floating. What you will notice from the bottom right hand corner, there's two indicators there. One is called mast locked and one is called landing gear. Now for the landing gear, that is presently down. When you're in a space station, especially when you're new to it being in this game, it's probably a good idea to keep your landing gear down all of the time that you're actually in the station, for the simple reason what that does is it disables your ability to do a thrust, because if you put your thrusters on full pelt inside the station, you're not going to be able to slow down in time, you're going to crash and you're probably going to die. So best thing is to do that. In this game you have different controls. You have thrusters for going left and right, you also have thrusters for going up and down, and then you've obviously got your acceleration as well. I'm using a flight stick with a halter, but the controls, to be honest, they're still pretty similar when they're on the Xbox One as well, or if you're using other controllers. So to get out of the station, I'm already floating. I'm not going to switch off my landing gear yet, but it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to go up. I need to maybe look up, make sure that there is nothing above me anywhere that may be going to crash into me. I can look all around, and as I can see there's a couple of ships that are coming out of the, or one's landing, that looks like an asp, and another one, it looks like it, oh so is it a vulture? No, it's an asp, and the other one looked like a Cobra Mark III. Now when I come out here, if I'll just orientate myself a little bit better, as you can see there are red and green lights. There is, strictly speaking, an exit side of the letterbox to go into in and out of the space station, and that is where the green lights are. You can go out of the red light side, but as you can see now, there is that ship that is just coming in to land here, and that's looks like a Cobra. You could have a collision, whereas if you stick to the right side you should be okay. Now the other good thing about having your landing gear down to exit the station is, yes, it's slower, but it also stops your maximum speed, which means that you can have a nice gentle glide out of the station. Then you can lift your landing gear up and you will see that the ship has immediately started to speed up, simply because I've actually switched off my landing gear, switched up my landing gear. I can now also use speed boost as well, which gives me that extra little bit of boost of power when I'm flying. So it's quite a nice area here. If you've been playing this game before, especially if you've not come out here to Jack's, you'll be thinking those stars look a little bit bright. Well, the reason why is because they're so much more closer. But we are also right in a nebula as well, and as you can see here we have this lovely nebula all around us as well. It's a lovely area to be in. So I'm now out of mass lock range, which means that I can boost out and use my frame shift drive to speed up. So this is now approaching speed of light and faster. I just want to get some distance away from the space station and then turn round. So I'll slow down. And what I want to do is I'm going into my navigation, and there is Herjuk Station. It's now highlighted, so I'm going to go on an approach. Missed. So whenever you come out of faster than light travel, you will always end up about 8.5 kilometers away from the space station, and as you can see, at 8.5 kilometers, that's a big space station. If I try from here, I'm not going to be able to request docking procedures. This is one important thing when you first start playing the game, is you can't just fly into a space station. This isn't the 1984 Elite. What you've got to do is you've got to be polite and you've got to say, can I dock? And sometimes a space station will say no. Normally a smaller space station, because all of their bays might be currently being used. But all you do is you wait a couple of minutes and then you re-request to dock and you'll be allowed to dock. So at the moment I'm too far out, so if I go to my contacts list, there's only one contact on there, that's the station. If I request docking, this is what I get.
Docking request denied.
Docking request denied. It's because I'm too far away. Now when I request, because I'm less than 7.5 kilometers away,
docking request granted.
So now what it's telling me to do is proceed to pad number 4, and I have a timer of 10 minutes to get there. So let's just back up a little bit. On this style of station, this is the end that you want to be looking at. And as you can see, it's rotating, and what I've got to do is effectively get through that hole, the letterbox, and match my rotation just to make sure I don't hit the sides. Now, as I said when you were taking off, in the game is to keep your landing gear down. If I put my landing gear down now, it means that my speed's limited. But also, do you notice that there are red lights there and red lights there and green lights on the other side? It's telling me to come in at this side, and then that way I avoid other traffic. In I come, and I'm wanting Bay 4, and I can see from my compass, which if you see where it says proceed to landing bay, immediately to the left there is a little dot which, as I lift up, focuses in on that. It's pointing me to where my landing bay is, so if I spin to the right orientation I can see landing bay number 4 is directly ahead of me. I've presently got my landing gear down, so I can't thrust in any great way, and I just want to do a nice steady approach. Just try and line yourself up with the centre of the pad, and then you will get this. It's almost like a mini game in the game, and your idea is to get that little spot in the middle. So to there we go, and that's a pretty straightforward sort of dock. Then I can go into Starport Services and carry on doing whatever it is I wanted to do.